Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to solve more examples of first degree equations and inequalities. But it must be mentioned that I'm not going to teach you how to solve them, but I'm going to put the link in the descriptions from videos that I already taught you how to solve equations and inequalities. Let's solve the first example. This example will be solved by inverse operation. Okay, the first step was simplifying each side. Can I simplify this example more? Yes, here we have parentheses, and first we must get rid of this parentheses, so I can multiply 2 to 5 and x. I'm going to have 3x plus 2 times 5, 10. 2 times negative x will be minus 2x is equal to 2x plus 15. Okay, can I simplify it more? Yes, in the first side I have minus 2x and 3x, and I can add them together. So I'm going to have x plus 10 is equal to 2x plus 15. Now both sides are in the simplest form. So I'm going to allocate this side for variables and this side for numbers. In the variable side, do I have any extra term? Yes, this 10. This 10 must be eliminated. But how? I'm going to solve it by inverse operation. I must subtract the first side by 10. Am I allowed to do this only with the first side? No, I must do exactly the same with the second side. And in the second side, this 2x is extra because in the second side, I only need numbers. So what should I do? I must subtract with 2x. And I must do this exactly with the first side. So if I add these two equations, these two terms are going to cancel each other out. These two terms are going to cancel each other out. X plus minus 2x will be minus x, and 15 minus 10 will be 5. Now I have to make the coefficient of x1. How am I supposed to do that? By dividing the first side by minus 1. Am I allowed to do this only with the first side? No, any operation that I do with one side, I must do exactly the same with the second side. So these two are going to cancel each other out, and x is equal to minus 5. You can check the answer by replacing x is equal to minus 5 in the main equation. Let's solve the next example. Here we have first degree equations, but this time with fractions. I'm going to solve this example with transposition method. Can I make it more simple? Yes, as you can see here, I have a mixed number, and as I told you before, mixed number must be converted to fractions. Okay, what do I have here? I have 1 over 3x plus 2 over 5 is equal to, I want to convert it to fraction. 1 times 2, 2, plus 1, 3. So I'm going to have 3 over 2 x plus 1 over 3. This side for variables and this side for numbers. Which one is extra term? Here in the first side, this is extra because this side belongs to variables, and I must move it to the second side by changing the sign. And here, this one is extra, and I must move it to the first side by changing the sign. So I'm going to have 1 over 3 x. I move it to the first side and I change the sign. It was positive, so it's going to turn to negative. Is equal to 1 over 3. It was positive, so it's going to be negative minus 2 over 5. Let me erase the board to make some space for myself. Okay, I'm going to continue at the top here. For adding these fractions, I must calculate the common denominator. I have already explained you how to calculate common denominator, so I'm not going to explain it again. Common denominator between 3 and 2 will be 6. It is multiplied by 2, so 1 must be multiplied by 2. Here it's multiplied by 3, so 3 must be multiplied by 3, and I'm going to have 9. Of course, I'm going to have x is equal to between 3 and 5. Common denominator will be 15. 3 is multiplied by 5. 1 multiplied by 5 is going to be 5 minus 6. So I'm going to have 2 minus 9 is minus 7 over 6. X is equal to minus 1 over 15. I must make the coefficient of x1. How? By multiplying to its reciprocal. So I must multiply to minus 6 over 7. And every operation that I do with the first side, I must do exactly with the second side. So in the first side, these two are going to cancel each other out. These two, and finally the coefficient of x will be 1. So x is equal to, here we have two negatives which are multiplied to each other. The answer will be positive. 6 times 1 will be 6, and 7 times 15 will be 105. Can I make it more simple? Yes, I can divide both of the numerator and denominator by 3. If I divide 6 by 3, I'm going to have 2, and 105 divided by 3 will be 35. This is the correct answer of this example. Here we have first degree equation with decimal. It's really simple, and I'm going to solve it with inverse operation. Can I simplify each side more? No, I'm going to allocate this side for variables, this side for numbers. Here this term is extra, so I must subtract it from both of the sides. And of course from this side. And on the other hand, here this term is extra, so I must subtract it from both of the sides. And minus 0.23x. If I add these two equations with each other, these two are going to cancel each other out. And these two, of course, are going to cancel each other out. Okay, 0.33x minus 0.23x will be equal to 0.1. X is equal to 1.5 minus 0.75 is equal to 0.75. Now I must make the coefficient of x1, but how? By dividing it by 0.1. And I must do exactly the same with the second side. If I do this, these two terms are going to cancel each other out. I'm going to have x. If you don't know how to calculate it, you can write it in the power form. So 75 times 10 to the power of negative 2 and 1 times 10 to the power of negative 1. You can simplify it, and this is going to be 10 to the power of negative 1. You are going to have 75 times to the power of negative 1. It's going to be 7.5. I expect you to know how to divide this, and this is going to be the correct answer. And you can check it by replacing it in the main equation. Here we have first degree inequalities. I'm going to solve it with transposition method. Can I simplify each side more? No, I'm going to allocate this side for variables, this side for numbers. Here this term is extra. I have to move it to the other side by changing the sign. Here this term is extra. I have to move it to the first side by changing the sign. So I'm going to have 3x by moving the 5x to the first side. This sign is going to change. So minus 5x is less than or equal 19 minus 15. The sign of 15 has been changed. So in the first side, I'm going to have minus 2x. And in the second side, I'm going to have 4. Now I have to make the coefficient of x 1. But how? By dividing the both sides by negative 2. Because we are dividing by a negative number, the direction of inequality is going to change. So these two are going to cancel each other out. X is greater than or equal to minus 2. Now I want to graph the answer for you. To learn, I draw a one-dimensional axis. This is going to be 0, -1, -2. Because we have equal sign here, the circle must be filled, and it is greater than -2, so the answer will be this area. Let's solve next example with each other. We have again first degree inequalities. Can I simplify each side more? Yes, by multiplying this to this parentheses, and I'm going to have 3x plus 2x minus 10 plus 10 is less than 25. These two terms are going to cancel each other out. 3x plus 2x will be 5x, and 5x will be less than 25. I must make the coefficient of x1. How? By dividing both sides by 5. And I must do exactly the same by 5. So here, x will be less than 5. The direction of inequality is not going to change because I am dividing by a positive number. Now I want to show it on a graph. I draw a one-dimensional graph, and I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it does not have equal sign, the circle must be empty. And because it is less than 5, the answer will be this area. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any question, you can write it in the comment box and I will try to answer them as soon as it was possible for me.